Welcome, Republica. We are happy to be here. And the song continues, Fuck the AfD. So there's Philip, I'm Stefan. And luckily, my voice is just coming back. But first of all, we want to say thanks. Thank you for Heidi. Yeah, thanks and a round of applause. And of course, thank you to the Republica, Johnny, everyone making it possible, the audio guys, the light guys, everyone. And the audience, of course. Thank you for everything. We are happy to be here. And an applause to the whole event. We have to confess something. Stefan, we are big fans of the AfD, and the song intensifies, Fuck the AfD. And we like them so much that we created merch. Who wants fan merch? So it looks to be toilet paper. I'm losing the mic. Such a big fan am I. We have to do it quickly with the merch. You can buy it as well, and the great thing is, every time you use it, this merch TP, you are supporting our tour bus. We got more. Please remain seated. We'll distribute it later. So we don't have much time. We only have 30 minutes as well. So let's push through. And we want to tell you a lot of things about fascists and our tour bus, named Adenauer. I'm showing a video that I was sent privately a few days ago. Hi, Lisa, I'm your worst enemy. We meet in Berlin. And your fucking climate agenda is over. And the account is part of the AfD local group in Bonn. And Friday evening in Cottbus, some fight in front of an alternative living project. And a person remaining anonymous describes it, quote, I saw 5 beings. I saw smoke, red flame, and my first thought was, is that war? She further describes that it wasn't just pyrotechnics. Quote, what I heard during the attack was Adolf Hitler hooligans. Come out, you cunts, come out. So yeah, there the laughing ends. Those images you've seen, first it was a message to Luisa Neubauer, a climate activist from Germany, and in Cottbus a living project was attacked. And the attack on the living project is from Friday. You see it in the background. And the Adolf Hitler hooligans attacked a project and tried to burn it down. And on this link, you can support those affected. But what we can see as well is, are the 90s back? But is it maybe the early 1930s? So right now, we can see an unleashing of the public discourse in the politics, on the street, and where does it come from? Here is the official police statistics for political crime up to 2024, and we scaled it. So brown is on the right, and all the others are the same, but political criminality is exploded. And now the next graph, there's 2 plots. On top, the right-wing crimes, and below, the voting or election results of the AfD. So is it just a coincidence? The AfD, it pushes the public discourse to the right. It prepares the way to crimes. Other parties, CDU and SPD, they just continue what the AfD talks about instead of fighting it. So we would assume that with seeing what we just saw, that they would react. And politicians react, but they react on the borders. So people looking for shelter are pushed back illegally. Here is where they react, allegedly. Look at this. This is Germany 2024-2025, we should think that the politicians are empowering civil public, but they do the opposite. They start fighting us. We lose money, and we call it the CDU, a conservative center party in Germany. And now we see the Luxembourg model. Just after a few minutes, the policemen are there. What happens then seems a surprise to the scandal pros. After a few minutes, everything is over. No more Hitler greeting. Instead, they are now in the power of the state. They wanted to demonstrate their own power, but now 40 people are arrested, and the speaker of the police is obviously relieved. Yeah, we have. We had no information until 2 p.m. and then the reaction was strong. Who did you know that something would be happening here? Well, German colleagues. The cooperation continues to work. A tour bus with neo-Nazis is stopped. They obviously imagined the trip to go differently. All of them were brought back to Germany, and during the night, the tactics of the right wings in Luxembourg, it failed. So this is what would be needed. Aggressive humanism. And in science, it's known as the Luxembourg model. And many of you heard it. The Federal Office for Protection of Constitution, they kind of published something, not officially, but it did leak. The state did stamp this party that we like so much as obviously right, extremely right, but prohibiting them or banning them is kind of difficult. So in very serious media, it was mentioned that they are not certain. And this is an expert, so he has to know. So he's basically a master of sociology, never worked as it. He had a lot of ideas that failed horribly. So he must know what he is talking about. But I think there's other opinions as well. So a last question, and I ask for a brief answer. What do you think, how much chance of success does a ban have? I think that the results of the Office of the Protection of the Constitution has some opportunities. And I think we have to see how many proofs we can gather and how depending on how difficult their their mentionings are. And I can answer for the court here, but I think that we have enough information to ban them. So Kirill Alexander Schwarz says that banning the AfD, there is we are forced by the law to ban them. But yeah, who is he? How should he know? The Minister of the Interior, well, he is an expert for the Constitution. He worked on books of the Constitution. He is a scientist who works for the court, and so on. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone is allowed to have their own experts. Who do you believe? The prof who basically teaches public law, or the guy from the yellow presses who wins the fight? Since 2 years, we have the biggest archive concerning the AfD. Everyone can open it using this address, afd-verbot.de, and we collected 2,400 separate proofs that prove that this party is working against the constitution. And if this thing goes wrong, then historians will be able to look at our archive and really wonder, they could know all this, but no, nobody could know. And we will come back to this later. So this page is quite ambitious. There's a search field, but there's also a judge mode. So you can distinguish between followers and functionaries. So you can play judge and just see those proofs that are visible on court. So you can filter common party member, former party member, and so on. And something we just saw yesterday when we prepared this talk, how many people really like this page. Last week we had 90,000 separate visitors, and they are really searching on the page. But where does it come from? But no, first, the nice thing is, one of our strategies really worked because they're coming from Google. In really many AfD names, we are on #1 of the search results. We are really sorry. So that means if there is election advertisement somewhere and people just see the advertisement and then they Google the name, the first thing they find is proof against this person. So nobody can say, nobody could have known. Okay, switching to Apple mode.
Now it's coming. There's an update on the site. There's new sources we researched, and there's also the new domestic intelligence results. There's a lot of it in it. Also something that's not relevant, but we took out all the relevant stuff. And do you know what we found? Over 1,000 more things. So we present to you AfD OS 25 with over 3,500 proofs. All are sorted on afd-verbot.de. The page Alexander Drobin likes a lot. We say no to the party state and yes to democracy. Holoch from AfD Brandenburg. That's the guy Kaubitz boxed some intestines away, something we have to go back to. The party state, yeah, we can't be clear against democracy if we are against the party state. Yeah. So is that enough for banning the AfD? No, sorry. Dobrin is sure about that. So we can put that out of our update. We don't read that. I'm sorry, we have, it's a long quote. Yeah. Some are a little more poetic. For example, Stephen Cotteret. The borders in that German countries are unifying, whatever. It's too long, sorry. That's Jens Spahn wants to handle the AfD like all the other parties, and Friedrich Merz has a really great and cunning idea. They want to face them with the content. That's his last try, as you can see. Well, the old banning database shows that AfD is not like all the other parties. The nice thing is AfD ban is the strongest party in Germany. Would AfD be this Infrasystem data. So there's movement in there, but the political leadership is still not brave enough to do that and to force the AfD ban in front of the Bundesverfassungsgericht. So we had an idea. Nazis out, no, Nazis into this mobile. Welcome Berlin. We'll show you the Adenauer SRP Plus. Over 100 people from the Bundestag ask for the ban of the AfD, but without the support of their parties. And this is enough for us. So we gave this bus to the civil society. There are so many people giving us money for this, and the Adenauer goes to the regular work, and it's gonna be here all the time. The Adenauer visits Friedrich Merz and Olaf Scholz, and we're asking you why they are so much cowards. And we need to get the AfD ban where it belongs to the Bundesverfassungsgericht, the constitutional court. I'm sorry, this is a little difficult for us to hear. You can have these are you. They want to leave you out. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Adenauer SRP Plus, it's a vehicle for us and for you and for the civil culture, and it's a tornado of democracy. Well, this vehicle, it was important for us to have a vehicle that on one hand shows all the documentation about the AfD ban, and you can drive to the places. In this car, there's a lot of technology in there, for example, phones and everything, and communication devices. There's a lot of stuff where you can move all the stuff all around the system, the video wall, the audio, the speakers, everything. You can steer it from the inside. But not only that, we also have space for about 10 people from the AfD. It's really modern with airbags and everything. And inside, I also want to show you that the 2,400. We have to make more. We have to get a bigger closet, because there is a register in this bus which is offline, like Friedrich Merz and Alexander Dobrindt. They come inside and they have a look at the proofs, and we hope it's enough. And there's also a Alice Weidel AI where you can talk to Alice Weidel. And there's a TikTok research room. There's everything in there. Additionally, the bus has a lot of technology on the roof, where you can put out slogans, you can make speeches, everything. The car this is about to bring us on the street and to take it where it belongs, and to show the political leadership, and also to get the protesters and to support protests, also to warn. You have seen the siren we have on our roof that warns complete landscapes. From this, we showed this, and afterwards we drove to Riesa, and there Stefan, something really, really bad happened to Stefan. As you can see, well, there's a bus from the Zentrum for Politische Schönheit, and then they made speed until they reached the next crossing. What a coincidence. Stop, end here. And again, a street is closed. also small lies are covered by the freedom of art. Yeah, sorry, we can't do anything. It doesn't work. See, I tried. We just wanted to take the turn and to, yeah, we're sorry, our motor's broken. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. There's no air pressure in here. We're stuck here. So, yeah, look at this picture. Remember the maneuver and also the police cars, how they are parking. Yeah. So, the car is a little weird sometimes. Here you can see a little anecdote from this. You see the policeman, and I'm sitting here, yeah, well, shit, my car doesn't work anymore. And I didn't have the number of the ADAC, the German Motor Vehicle Club, and there was someone filming from the back of the bus. Can I talk to Alexander Pelser alone? And there in the back there was Spiegel TV, and it was like, yeah, well. So if you want to know the whole truth about Riesa, we have made a comic on this. And amazingly, this is still legally available on deradenauer.de. There's a complete failure of the lawyers. There's also warm pullovers and mugs and everything. The nice thing, with every sip, you're financing the bus forever because we want to use it in a regular basis. Germany is happier with our car besides the police. Yeah, well. If I would explain it to you in full length, well, it would blast all the borders of our talk here right now. So it was grabbed by the police, and we got it back. And 2 weeks later, well, this is a few weeks ago, where we were in Demmin at a neo-Nazi march. And I also had problems with the bus. The Adenauer is always going on strike when the Nazis are walking. So, too bad. So, we can't change it. No, I'm sorry. Everyone had that, like a car that doesn't want it sometimes. And then, of the handbook of the police academy, there's a parking maneuver, the double Riesa. It's legally possible, yeah, right. This is the Adenauer, and we're coming to the closing.
So I teased this, and now I want to say it properly. We had incredible time pressure in building the Adenauer because the former government failed. We wanted to build this forever, and suddenly we had time pressure. So we had some trouble with getting it registered and so on, and now everything on it is legal. And now we are transforming it, and it's already owned by the public, more or less, but we are now supplying it to the public until the AfD is banned. And that's why we can just motivate everyone, because we supply people with a vehicle, we finish it, and those are the drawings. There is more light systems, there is a new sound system. Some of it is already built. I won't tell you what this in the front is. It's still secret. All this will come on here, and whenever there's an initiative that says we need to, I don't know, we have an AfD story here, then our goal is for the Adenauer to just get there, not costing them anything. So build your shares now and make small demonstrations really big and protests. And the shares, it's like with magazines, there is merch bonuses. There is the TP, and we have more of those. We have also sticker rolls. And now it's Philip again, because originally we were asked to say something to this book. That's his new book from Philip. Yeah, I wondered, how can I collect and analyze all this evidence that we collected, and the result is this book. I tried to prove and show that our fightable democracy, our fight against the AfD from the state side, is less powerful than the fight of the Weimar Republic against NSDAP. The NSDAP was fought harder than we today fight against the AfD. Always from the state, not the civil movements, of course. But a fightable democracy does not mean the public, even though we understand it like this today. But it means the government, the state, that fights against its enemies, against the enemies of the Constitution. And this book, if you have it, you can have it signed at the Dussmann stand. If you don't have it, I think they have it for you to buy, so the book is available. So the ultimate time limit of the 30-minute slot, we almost did it exactly. So thank you very much. Thank you, Republica. Thank you, everyone. And we, just quickly, you are allowed to applaud, but my voice, think of my voice, guys. So we say, from the center, we say we will continue as long as you continue. So let's fight against the fucking fascists together.